A station with only a couple thousand people a year boarding, but some of the most beautiful views. Prince, West Virginia, weirdly picturesque small town surrounded by skiing and hiking and snow activities, could see a lot of benefit from increased service. What would daily service do to a place like this, you know? I see a lot of closed businesses, economic recession, and the thought that we could, triple, maybe even quadruple the amount of people coming to a place like this is huge. So as we advocate for Daily Cardinals, we advocate for Daily Sunset, the expansion of 15 new routes identified by the FRA, I think it's really important to commit to our goals, to stay connected and communicate with each other. And in the spirit of good communication, let's talk about trip length on Prince Station stats here. I think this is one of the more interesting discoveries that I've found going over these stations in the Cardinal Riot is the great variance for people boarding at Prince Station. Almost 21% are passengers going 300 to 400 miles. So, is this something that we want to look at for extended corridor service? Is this an area that could benefit from state supported and regional service as well as long distance service? And though we see, 1624 passengers hopping on at the station in 2022, there's 146,000 people that live in a 25-mile area, 478 plus within a 50-mile range. So what can we do to incentivize those people getting on board? How do we connect these communities to other communities who have similar demographics, similar interests? Again, I think this brings up the argument that while daily frequency is great, additional frequency, supplemental multimodal service can help to bridge those gaps and fill in a place where the change in altitude and pitch of the road is downright terrifying for people that are not familiar with these roadways. So, getting people back on board, having safer modes of transit, so ingrained in why we do what we do. Well, it was a beautiful drive here to Prince, West Virginia. Not a drive that I would advise anybody to take if they are not experienced driving in the snow this time of year. And it was, a pretty steep climb, lots of switchbacks, which makes me wonder for folks who can't drive, how do you get around out here? What do you do? And yes, I realize this is not footage from the train, but I wanted to include a little bit at the end here so you guys could see just what I was talking about. Steep roads, narrow lanes, not something that a lot of people are comfortable with.